Good morning, everyone. Hey, did anybody else have a 32-pound dog pouncing on their bladder at about 5 o'clock this morning? Is it just me? Just me. Greetings, foolish mortals. I am recording in the new area, change of venue, change things up a little bit. Honestly, I got tired of the basement. I did. I got tired of it. I got tired of cohabitating with the laundry, being away from my puppies, um, listening to all the sounds in the house, all the water coming through the pipes. I got tired of it. So I decided I had to learn OBS anyway for the other project I'm working on. So I can be streaming on Twitch and whatnot. So why not just do a few videos from the comfort of my desktop where I don't hear any water in the pipes? How about that? I got something kind of exciting. I have been away for a while, but I just want to let you know that there has been free range foolishness. I got to help a couple people that were having some inevitable struggle, which is what we humans do, right? It's our bag, our jam. And I think my techniques worked for them. And I will briefly give you a summary now. Um, I I think, and this is just me, and maybe a ton of other people, but that doesn't make me right. Question the wisdom of mobs, right? That it's not so much what happens to us, but it's about what we tell ourselves about what's happening. And this is where the human mind, as it's designed, can be a series of pitfalls, if you will. One person just kind of she's in a situation that she can't leave easily, not without costing herself quite a bit. So I gave her a couple tips on what to do when a certain situation happens. I mean, it doesn't really matter like what the circumstances are, right? A struggle's a struggle. Anyway, this person that she deals with is just openly hostile, and right now there's not much she can do about it. So I just told her to imagine this person as a cartoon character doing angry jazz hands, or perhaps that windsock guy at the car dealership, just flapping around, you know. Only because I feel like the more serious these things become, the more it triggers our lizard brain, and then we can't see any solutions. So, yes, this is a kindness to ourselves, I feel, to be able to unhook from these things, and no, it doesn't let the other person off the hook, which honestly, it's not our job in every situation to deliver justice. In those situations where there's no immediate solution and you're caught in the mosh at the moment, why not just derail yourself by making the entire situation ridiculous? Just like you would a kid. I mean, that's what I do with kids. I do that with adults. Oh, they're talking about revenge on this person. They just can't lose the thoughts of revenge. I'm like, alright, well, that's fine for you to be thinking about revenge. Like, I get it. But how about making that revenge as ridiculous as possible? So you can kind of derail it. You stop running into this bandsaw. Stop hurting yourself. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? The other person doesn't care that you're tortured over this situation. In fact, if anything, because of where they are, they might actually enjoy knowing that this kept you up at night. That way they're not alone. They're misery loves company, right? So I gave her some visuals that she can use when she's in a jam, and you know, it started working. Also, this person is a Sikh, and I have taken Kundalini Yoga. I took it for about a year. I get it. I understand it. I understand how that tradition came about. I am familiar with the prayers and the mantras and all that. I know I have a whole drawer full of white clothing. I'm halfway there. I do prefer boxers. So I drew on her culture, which she may have been a little shocked to know that I know about it, but regardless. Who knows it wasn't her dad speaking through me, her dad being a very spiritual person and just like an OG, you know, in a spiritual sense. How do we know that I didn't keep my slate clean so that I could receive messages that she told me her dad had told her exact same thing? Now, isn't that amazing that you could have a person thousands of miles away saying the same exact thing that your spiritual parent had said to you before? Same thing. Same thing, right? It's pretty fun, pretty neat. That's one of the reasons why I enjoy learning about other cultures, so you can kind of meet people where they are. If you want to help people, then learn where they're from. Understand the language. Gain some perspectives. I mean, obviously, not all Sikhs are a monolith, but, you know, every culture has tools, if you look. Every culture has tools for struggle. You know why? Because all humans struggle, right? Anyway, that worked out pretty well. That worked out pretty well. And it might even work out for you. You don't have to be a Sikh for this to work. There's one song that I bust out crying even to this day. And I took this Kundalini Yoga like, oh my god, years ago. 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And this one song stuck with me. Now, a lot of their prayers have been turned into song, which I think is kind of cool. Kind of like the Christian equivalent of hymns. Rock and Har is the thing that just, it levels me every time I hear it. And I'll link to it below if you want to check it out. Because it might be so new to you and so captivating that you might be able to actually use this when you're in a jam, when you're struggling with something. Maybe somebody's being unkind to you, and since you're not the civil police, you can't go running around arresting everybody that says something terrible to you. I mean, God, that would be a full-time job. Anyway, it might work. It might work. The song, basically, just what I took from it is, and it also let me know, compassion is something people do from a place of safety. So the fact that a lot of these traumatized people are running around right now having zero compassion for certain people. So they don't feel safe. They don't feel safe. It's easy to feel compassionate when you feel safe. They don't feel safe. That's where trauma comes from. But then they're basically re-traumatizing themselves because they have trained their brain to recognize everything is dangerous and a reason to be fearful, right? Less compassion in the world. Kind of a problem. Kind of something we might want to think about doing something about. Anyway, safety safety is the thing that's missing from a lot of people's spiritual practice. They don't feel safe. And this is, I don't understand this, right? Because spiritual faith is supposed to be about safety. It's about having a belief that you're safe. That's basically what it boils down to. No religion has as its root that there isn't some kind of plan or that there's a reason to be afraid. I mean, that might be the way it gets interpreted for whatever motives or agendas the interpreter has, but if you have a strong belief that you are safe, then that you have the luxury of feeling compassionate toward other people. Right? It's a luxury. The people that don't feel safe can't always get to that compassionate place. And whether that safety is real or imagined, it doesn't really matter, does it? Does it? Anyway, it worked for her. Yes, I remember rockin' her. How did you even know about it? That was the next question. And then the other one is Wahe Guru, and that is just a word for the divine. And if you draw it out, you can also use that to derail yourself. These are brand new things to a lot of people. Might help you because it snaps yourself out of whatever system you had been trying to employ when you know that you're getting on the cuckoo train, right? The ego train, the ego express, if you will, where all these people don't deserve any compassion. You're the only one that deserves any sympathy. You know that you're right. You can violate all of your codes of conduct because of your rightness, okay? Everybody has this in us. Nobody has to feel ashamed about this. It's just that, when that starts running your day, you're going to run into a lot of problems. And if you don't take accountability for the fact that you caused at least 50% of that issue, in most cases, then you're never going to change your behavior. You're never going to understand that there are consequences for your behavior. And that's how we end up with people like we're watching right now. We don't want to be one of those people, right? It's just like what I've heard is numerous times. The best way to help the poor is to not be poor. It frees up resources. It also enables you to give to charities and whatnot to help poor people. Same goes for compassionate people. The best way to help in a world that is unkind and lacks compassion is to be a kind, compassionate person. But there's a step before that. You gotta feel safe, right? You have to come from a place of safety. And not all of us are there. So, it makes sense. Anyway, that's my little FoolTalk for this morning. I actually have a whole bunch of other stuff I'm going to be doing from this desktop. And you will probably be seeing a lot more videos. Lucky you. I have been foolish. Thank you for joining me.